So it might be time for us to start dot mapping. So this is something people would do. They would sort of zoom out, they would take a screenshot, and then they'd bring it into Paint or something. But with the mods, I've got a little helpful tool over here to do that. So this represents the tiles that my capital is working over here. And so then what I can do is say, well, what if I put a city right here? No overlap, gets the corn, the silk, which is the happiness resources, the sheep over here, which is then our food resource, lots of river tiles. That looks like a pretty good site for a city. And then we could consider maybe doing one over here. There'd be a lot of overlap and actually kind of a lot of crap tiles, but it would get the floodplains, which is nice. I guess instead of building here, I could move up a bit, but then I don't get the corn. So I think that's going to be a spot for a city. And then we can consider one right over here. Again, no overlap, double silk, lots of grasslands, which is going to be good food production, although that'll have to wait until we can cut off the jungle. So that's a good spot. And then, so no river over here, but this seems like another grand spot for a city. We get the banana and some extra sugar, which actually we wouldn't have had access to yet. And then maybe something over here, a little bit of overlap, but looks like a pretty sweet spot. Something else that might be nice is either here. We could also go right on, actually right on the dyes here. Would get us a lot of really good tiles. German cities are up there. Too bad we don't have gold or all these floodplains. That's a shame. Really good spots over there and over here. But I think this is like maybe a decent sort of plan as to where we might like to expand. Love this planning tool. This is built into the Better Bat AI. Well, rather, Better Bug AI mod, but Bat is a sort of a subvariant of that. So with that in mind, I'm going to go and tell you what, you keep going to the capital in case barbarians suddenly ninja us, because that would be bad, but you are going to stop right there and guard this location, which I think is going to be our first expansion spot. Yeah, even without being able to chop jungle, it's going to go relatively quickly. To chop jungle, we will need iron working, but I think we'll be okay for a little while. Or we might want to actually go north first. In fact, I think that's likely going to be our first spot, now that I think about it. A lot easier to work. Okay. There's still jungle here, right? Yeah, you can keep going over there. That's fine. We're gonna ignore those lions for a little bit. Just pop down here. No. Right, it's hard to see German borders. Very annoying. We'll get attacked by the panthers here, but again, we've got the jungle defensive bonus, which is nice. Actually, doubly so because we had the we've got the jungle thing, the woodsman promotion, which is great. Move you over there. You move here. Oh, no, that's right. Every time that's a border too. There, go over there. Excellent. Probably just automate these guys soon. Then come down here. Excellent. Bears. That's okay. We're still going to be moving into a defensive tile, so you can do that. That's going to be okay. And you're going to move over there. And you're just going to wait here. Hope the bear attacks you across the river with the defensive boost of the forest. And they didn't. All right, just go sit there. There we go. Now they finally decided to attack us. They do have strength of 3, which is really high. But we're fine.
It is entirely seemly for a young man killed in battle to lie mangled by the bronze spear. In his death, all things appear fair.
So, we have unlocked our first civic, slavery. Do we want to choose it? Yes, we do. Slavery is strictly better than tribalism. It does have a slightly higher upkeep, but that's not really an issue right now. It gives us the ability to sacrifice population to finish production in the city, which is great. Normally, we would be having one turn of anarchy right now, but because we're spiritual, we don't have that. We are so spiritual, people don't mind the slavery. Whatever. Let's not think about it too much. I think it's probably early enough to still take another woodsman promotion, although they will become more obsolete later on. Do that, peek into German territory a wee bit more, and yeah, you just fortify up. So what I'm doing here, by standing out here, is partially my character is here to do fog busting. Barbarian units can only spawn in Fog of War, and in fact, I think only within 2 tiles away from a character. So by doing this, I'm sort of making this entire area somewhere that barbarians can't spawn. And in particular, making sure that they're not going to spawn where I'm going to want to put a city, which is going to be awfully nice. Yeah, you're still working that worker, which I'm still happy about. And we will want another workboat. We do have a worker, which is good because we want to start chopping. I think it makes sense to build a workboat because that won't stop our city growth. So we're going to do that. And we're going to try to get up to... I don't know. We could start on the pyramids now. I would like to settle. Ideally, I would like to drop a couple of cities and then start working on the pyramids. I'm a little bit concerned about missing out on them, though. That's the problem. Anyway, warriors, you're going to stay parked over here for now. That's going to be fine. Scout. That's more Isabellan territory. You can see the AI has already expanded a bit, so I've got a definitely slower start. I think I'm going to need to pop down at least one more city before I start my wonder. I'm going to move over there for now. And I'm going to want to be working a few more tiles before I pop out the first settler. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm fine with a chop into farm over here. I guess there's no penalty to just chopping first in this case. Sometimes you don't want to, but I think here it'll actually accelerate us very nicely. There we go. And the workboat actually won't take that long because we are getting the extra work tiles over here, which is very nice. While we'll want to put down the extra tile for the food production, which will help the settler production, and faster... Oh, this is actually a little bit dangerous. We're going to get double lined over here. We survived the first one, yeah, but the second one might be the end of our scout. Boo! Oh, last poor scout. Anyway, chop that forest, give some hammers over here, accelerates the production of the workboat, which is really nice. I could, actually, since I'm going to have so much food, I might actually go... No, we're going to need an extra warrior first. I'm effing this up here. Forgetting my hotkeys. There we go. Finish the workboat, then go into a warrior. And that will actually time out perfectly with the growth of our capital. Actually, it'll grow a little faster than that because we're about to get more bonus food anyway. But then after that, we're going to get a settler. And then we're going to start on the pyramids. So chopping forest gave production over here, which helped accelerate things a bit, which is nice. I will want to do a bunch of pre-chops and things before we start on the pyramid. Actually, maybe even for the settler itself. Right, and I could rush this with sacrificing some population as well. I don't think I'm going to sack pop for the warrior. I think what I'm going to go and do is get starting on chopping this tree right away. Workboat, come down here. Pottery! Very valuable technology. The Granary is great because basically you grow twice as fast, which is nice. And being able to build cottage improvements, what we'll talk about later on. Yeah, should we get the marble right away? Maybe. No, I'm going to go ahead and do one more chop. And then we'll go and hook up the marble. I mean, the happiness is good. There's a lot of things. And yeah, I can go ahead and chop now. It'll finish the warrior and overflow into the next one, which is going to be fine. I mean, it'll finish the warrior next turn. We're at size 4, which is exactly what I want. And I'm pretty happy with this. Okay. You, go and hook up the marble. So we'll get some extra production and extra commerce from there. And we're going to get a warrior to go over here and sort of guard this spot. And we should be able to send a settler out there unescorted. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sink a little bit of production into the settler. And at some point, we're going to use our whip. Due to slavery, we can sacrifice population to rush production. So we'll have to wait until we get a little bit more production into the settler, but then it will happen. So someone's founding some cities. There we go. We can now, so there's 6 turns left in the settler, but if we're willing to sacrifice 2 population, it'll finish next turn. And I'm so willing to do that. Whip early, whip often. Now, if you are going to whip aggressively, you will want a granary. Because what happens is every time you grow, you'll save some of the food from last time, so you can keep growing that much faster. And I think it's probably a good idea to go and do that. I think I'm going to go granary into, well, yeah, into pyramids. I'm hoping we haven't missed the pyramids, and this is still, like in many games of Civ, early wonders are usually a bad idea because you'd rather be expanding or, thinking about early conquest. It's definitely going to slow us down in a lot of ways, but it's just too cool. We have to go for the pyramids based on the rule of cool. Don't go for the pyramids in general, or don't do this because you think it's necessarily the way to go. I'm just doing it because it's awesome. So we're going to do that. Yeah, the Incas have adopted slavery as well. Oh, okay. We had barbarians over there. Hopefully my warriors, thank goodness, survived that barbarian onslaught. Whew! That was scary. All right, so we've hooked up the marble over here. So 1, that can now be worked actually for a decent amount of hammers. 1 food, 3 hammers, very good, plus a couple of coins. I'm assuming that's going to happen after we, get more food production. Great tile to work. The other thing, if we can connect it to our city with a road, and you need a road in Civ 4 as opposed to Civ 5. Then this will also give us +1 happy, which will be nice. Right now we're not happy capped, but that's okay. And I think I will go ahead and build the road. I'm going to start it there. That'll be fine. I'm going to settle a city over here. It's not going to be Thebes. It's going to be Liviana the First. Oh. There we go. There we go. I'm going to spell it that way. Liviana the First. And we're going to start on a worker right away. The basis for that is, so you don't grow when you're building a worker, but our tiles are kind of crap over here, so growing doesn't give us that much. So we may as well go and freeze our growth while we're working on the worker right now. It's fine. We are going to need more warriors to defend these places, because a barbarian could actually kill us and destroy one of these cities right now. So we need redundancy.
True glory consists in doing what deserves to be written, in writing what deserves to be read.
The other thing with building the pyramids, we are going to delay our first library as well, which is not good, and you shouldn't do it, but it's going to be okay. I think at this point, I'm actually going to be fine to just grab animal husbandry, reveal horses, which wouldn't be bad to get to know. And then actually we'll probably go for archery, because archers are quite nice units. So, I've got a note here. This is thanks to the mod. People telling me they're willing to open borders, and I see no reason not to go and open borders with everyone, because it will actually improve relations over time. So we're going to do that. Spanish Empire. Excellent. The Incans. Actually, this might cause Buddhism to come to us, which I wouldn't necessarily complain about. And the Khmer Empire as well. Excellent. And if you mouse over people, you can see exactly what your relationship modifier is. Right now, like, we got a -1 to start off with because of the, initial thing. In fact, that's going to be the case with most people, but the Germans are actually quite happy. Developing nations should work together to catch up. So because we're lower in score, Germany likes me slightly more. But mostly we're all just neutral. But we can go and fix that later on. All right. That road is done. I'm going to go and... I guess we can't actually connect it to my capital because we don't have bridge. Or we don't have... bridge technology yet. No, it'll still connect to my capital. It'll just still eat movement to go across the river. I think that's true. So I'm going to build a road here to get the marble actually connected up. And, yeah. Friedrich's founded another city. So, yeah, we're going to be really delayed on our third city. Really delayed, which is not good. But we're going to do it anyway, because it's awesome. So, did this actually connect up the marble? No. It did not. I guess we really do have to wait until... that, or I think if we get sailing, then it does river trade on rivers. Then it'll count and connect up. Okay, that's fine. So the question now is, what do I want to do with my time? I think what I'm going to do is go over here, and we're going to prep to sort of pre-chop / build a mine over here to help our production with the pyramids soon. We can rush the granary, which I'm going to do now. Excellent. Sacrificing another unit of population to finish the granary sooner. But every time we grow, you can see our food bar. I mean, it's not half full. It's half of whatever we had before is saved, which means as a result, it's somewhere down here because the amount of food you need for the next level goes up. But it's going to dramatically improve the rate at which we grow, which is important because we keep sacrificing people by whipping the hell out of them. Pyramid production is pretty slow right now, but it's mostly because we don't have that much production going on. We're currently happiness capped, which is why the citizen automation is not applying people over here. And I'm okay with this particular configuration at this time. I'm wondering what we should do. I could just not grow at all. We should not be going for the pyramids here. But again, rule of cool sort of dictates that we have to. In a couple turns, the first whip is going to wear off, and then we'll be able to grow with a little bit more abandon.
Of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
So do we have horses? We do. Horse tiles are great. A lot more production. We're going to want to pasture that up real soon now. That's quite nice. We still need more military units. I'm actually worried about just getting crushed. These pyramids might actually destroy us. I'm not going to lie. We may lose the game because we're going for pyramids, but we have to because it's awesome. And we want to play on Prince, but I also haven't played in forever. And we are falling behind on cities, like so badly.
If you chase 2 rabbits, you will lose them both.
But early representation is really strong. So representation, or am I thinking the right thing? Yeah, representation gives us an extra 3 beakers for every specialist we run in our cities. It's actually massive. Also, an extra 3 happiness in the largest city. So normally, so you can get hereditary rule quite early. Hereditary rule comes from monarchy over here. And hereditary rule means you get +1 happy for every military unit in the city. And usually you can have 2 to 3 military units in each city just for defensive purposes. And that gives you a lot of extra happiness, which means you can grow your cities bigger, which is cool. Representation comes much, much later. Please show me all text at the same time. Thank you. Representation comes much, much later because it comes in Constitution, very far down the tree. But it gives you a lot of extra science if you run a lot of specialists. Now, that's not the normal way to run an economy. The normal way to run an economy is to build lots of cottages. Cottages give you more commerce, which you can turn either into money or into research, right? But you can also, the alternative is this representation economy where you just run tons of specialists and therefore make, therefore get a bunch of scientists that way. All right, finish that chop. So that applied some hammer to the pyramids, which is good, and also gives us a great production tile. And since we're size 4, we're working that. We're still 57 turns away. This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. Oh, well, let's keep going. In 6 turns, last of the unhappiness cap will go away. We can potentially slow down our growth a bit more. You'd be shrinking. This is such a bad idea. Well. I guess you can hook these guys up now. We still don't want to go and do a chop over there, but this will be fine. So it's +2 production on the horse tile, which is pretty good. Oh, good! We got Barbarian Spearmen at this point. This is such a bad idea. This might be a really short game, you guys.
The arrow which will return against you.
So Barbarians are getting stronger. Luckily, we did defend there, which is good. If I picked up sailing, that would give me the trade on the rivers, which would give us a little extra happiness and is probably a really good idea at this juncture. So we're going to do that. And I'm wondering if I go to alphabet first or ironworking first. We can often trade alphabet for ironworking. We will need the ironworking to remove jungle, and also seeing where iron is would be awfully nice. I think we're going to go ironworking, because we may actually have to build up an army quite quickly to get us back into the game. Well, there's copper over there. We don't have access to it, which is unfortunate. Let's see how it goes. Dun, dun, dun. We're size 5. It'll become unhappy in the next turn. Yeah. It's going to be unhappy because it still has 3 turns left of the whip unhappiness. And we don't have the ability to trade the marble on the river yet, so there's going to be some leftover unhappiness, but that's okay. All right, worker finished over here. Good. You're going to follow that up with an archer because you will need a little bit more defense. And you're going to hook up the sheep ASAP, which is going to be a lot of food. So unhappy citizens are citizens that don't work. So you can see we have 5 citizens in Shadow Dragon, but only 4 tiles are being worked, plus the city tile, obviously. And now you're going to go over here, and you're going to chop and rush that. Be nice to have an extra worker down here for chops. In fact, what I might do after I hook up the sheep over here, I might just go and move that second worker down to Shadow Dragon, so as to chop some more forests to finish the pyramid sooner.
You can't direct the wind, but you can adjust your...
So Shadow Dragon is no longer unhappy at this time. And that's because they have... Oh, the slavery went away. Do I still not have the marble? Is marble not a luxury resource? I'm getting really confused over here. And wouldn't that show up somewhere on here that I've got... Oh, maybe it's not a luxury. I guess it's not. This is +1 happy over here. Marble does not give you +1 happy? Okay. No, I guess not. So this shows all the resources that are in effect over here. And clearly I'm getting confused with something else. I would love to hook up the corn, but yeah, I'm going to go and help chop some stuff near Shadow Dragon to rush the pyramids a bit more. There, they're unhappy again. That's okay. Marble is not a luxury in Civ 4, huh? I mean, it's +1 production, and it helps rush certain wonders. Ah, Isabella converted to Judaism. Okay, and swap to organized religion, which makes sense because organized religion is something you unlock when you unlock monotheism. So, Isabella, down here, has a different religion. We have 2 Buddhists now, Incans and Khmer. Khmer, I suppose, like the Khmer Rouge or whatever, are both Buddhist. Spain has gone Jewish over here, so they're going to have huge conflict. And the big question is, what religion is going to reach us first? Because we will want to convert to a religion, but whoever we convert to, that's going to determine where the friendship goes. All right, let's chop this. Livia can rush an archer for +1 for 1 population, which I'm going to be happy to do. Demand might cancel my deals with Khmer. Yeah, so this is what's going to happen. So she hates the Incas and the Khmer because of the religion mismatch. So she's upset that I've got open borders with them. So I can either say, yes, I will cancel it, which will make her happy, or I can say, no, I won't, which will make her unhappy. But then I'm upsetting the other side, and you have to pick sides in this game. And I'm trying to decide which side I'm going to be on. I suspect that Germany, where they are, since they're adjacent to Spain, Germany will probably end up going Jewish, because Spain will probably send them some missionaries, or they'll have open borders or some damn thing that'll spread the religion. And so with that, my question is, do I want to stay friendly with the Jewish bloc because they'll be right next to me? Or do I want to be friendly with the Buddhist bloc because most likely the Jewish bloc is going to be my targets? And I think I'm going to have to make the Jewish bloc my targets here. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, sorry, I won't turn my back on them. It might come to bite me in the ass, but there it is. Archer done. I'm going to get another archer. And then after that, we will go ahead and queue up a granary here. And of course, we need our... Oh, don't build wonders. It slows everything down. Like, I'm kind of freaking out. I can't believe I don't have a library already. Like, all these things. I can't believe I don't already have 3 cities in the library. Game is ruined already. Stupid wonders. Wonders are a trap. All right, let's chop that. Give a little bit more production over there. And so my archers, I'm going to leave my archer in the city, and I'm going to move out my warrior to do fog busting, to reduce the chance that barbarians will spawn. And actually, this is a great little spot for a city hooer. Fair amount of overlap, but it's really not that bad. I don't know, that's probably not a priority spot though. I think if anything, moving down here and getting 2 more luxury resources is actually going to be the higher priority. So that's probably what I'll do. Meanwhile, I'll keep the archers fortified up in the city here. Okay. You finish that. Again, we chop the forest, giving more hammers to Shadow Dragon for the pyramids. And, yeah, and you're stagnant as is. If I do that, you'll shrink. I guess that'll be that. It'd be nice if we can get +1 happiness in here, which are mostly going to come... Yeah, I just realized, like, our expansion route here is actually quite poor. I just canceled some of my research here. I was getting iron working, right? Because this has no happiness. Well, no, it does. If we can hook up the silk, which is going to require... I don't remember. Calendar over here for plantations. And actually, all of our happiness resources are going to need calendar. God, this is actually not a very good start. I just realized. I assumed marble was giving us happiness, but all of our happiness resource generators require calendar, which is really far down the tech tree. And we don't have libraries yet. Crying out loud. Go there. We need more chops. We need to chop all the trees around Shadow Dragon. But I will... Yeah, we don't need farms yet, so just chop. Deforest everything. One of the perks of forest is it does give you some happiness. Or, sorry, some health. The oracle's been built somewhere. That's a really good wonder. There's another archer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the archer over here, which is where that city location is going to be, and I'm going to get you to come down over there. Although I already have a warrior going down that way. Never mind. Go here. Chop. All right, we're down to 20 turns to the pyramids. This is so bad. We've entered the classical era. Hooray!
You should hammer your iron when it is glowing hot.
We don't have iron. Oh, there's ivory over here that we could have. Hold on. We need that. And there's iron over here, which is... Oh, it is in German territories. Poop. But yeah, we're actually going to want to build right here, probably, to take control over the ivory. And we might be able to do a culture push over here and steal this iron. I'll have to see how it goes. Chop some more. This is so bad. Chop some more over there. I guess we could have people working together on the chop, but I think this is going to be fine. Trading has become a possibility here, so clearly someone's got alphabet. We're so far behind. Yeah, he doesn't want any of my tech. But maybe we can catch up if we finish this. Chop that forest. 13 turns away. I don't know. Isabella just now got slavery. Chop, chop. And I guess there's only one forest left to do. Oh, no, there's another one over here. I think if both of my workers work together, they can go and chop that forest in a reasonable amount of time. Oh! There is Spanish City. God, we've been so out-expanded. Oh, and there's Barbarian City down here, too. Which is never nice to see. Put a couple of units adjacent to it and babysit it. And actually, the German borders have gone out quite far. Yeah, I think we're like in a position where we've probably already just completely boxed ourselves in by going for these pyramids. But it's cool! Alright. Yeah, just park yourself in the woods there, because if barbarians spawn anything, you'll probably just get attacked over here, and we'll be able to defend. Still can't chop anything. There's more chops over there, but I don't think it'll be relevant for the pyramids. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to improve some terrain here. Actually, I should go back up to Liviana the first and improve things there. Speaking of Liviana, you can chop for the Granary, which is great. We're going to do that. Or you can whip for the Granary, which is what I want. I guess, oh, I don't need to build a city here for the elephants. It's in my borders. Okay, get a library going. We need to get that going on here. We did need the security, but... Oh, the Incans went and conquered the city. Wow. That is really bad for me. We managed just restarting this.
Other sciences, we should arrive at certainty.
That's not the unit I was moving. Damn you, bastard.
Error. It behooves us to place the foundations of knowledge in mathematics.
Probably could have whipped the pyramids there. You, go over there. You are going to build a camp on the elephants. Pyramids, done. Build a library. Excellent. Then, you're going to go representation right away, which will give us more happiness everywhere instantly. Plus, give us things for our specialists. I think I have the wonder videos turned off, unfortunately. But now we can grow our city a lot bigger and still get some happiness, which is great. Get this library, and actually we can whip it right away, so I'm going to whip it good. And then what's nice about the library gives you place to turn 2 citizens into scientists, which already give us science, but we're going to get +3 science per scientist because we are representation. Really, really potent moves, and hopefully this is going to let us catch up. We need a lighthouse here for extra growth. But then we need to start pumping out units like mad. Alright, let me, oops. Get rid of my little dot mapping here since it's not particularly relevant. We do have like a little bit of territory to expand to in the top, including one that will give us iron. And I think we're going to have to do that. I love this spot over here. It's a little far away, but it is a tremendously good spot. It would be really good if we can get the gold. But we'll see. Okay, so you finish that. I think... Okay, and you do have the elephants. I guess because it's adjacent to the river, it's connected. I don't remember. But, here... Do we not have to connect stuff up? Like, am I getting really confused? Oh, no, you're connected to the capital because of the river that connects you to the sea. So you're automatically connected to the capital. Oh, brilliant. That's one of the advantages of the river. Need a lot fewer roads. Now, roads don't cost you anything in Civ 4 for maintenance, and they still allow you to move faster, so it's still a pretty high priority thing. But, yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go up here. So now, I mean, we've got so much more growth than we did before. It's great. Gonna get calendar. That'll be useful. Judaism has spread to us. Alright, I'm gonna say no for a second here. It's in our capital. But these are Buddhist missionaries. So actually, in a moment, we're gonna get both religions in our capital. And we'll get to pick which way we want to go.